Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch, and welcome today to a brief review of a watch that I have featured on the channel a couple of times already, but not given it the full boona, the full review treatment. It's the Militado ML05. This cracking little 1960s US mil-spec homage is without a doubt one of the biggest bargains that I've come across in the 8 years that I have been sniffing for horological truffles exactly like this. This is a $36 US watch with a Seiko movement, sapphire crystal, half decent lume, plenty of water resistance, and a usable strap. I bought one last November and was super impressed with it. I suspect if you buy one, you will also be super impressed with it. I'll leave links in the description to the listing on AliExpress. There is obviously a sale in a couple of days' time. $36 and a few cents should be your target price on one of these, before any applicable taxes, of course. Now, you saw the pop-up. Like I said, I bought one of these in November last year. Militado then saw the fact that I featured it on the channel and they sent me another couple in slightly different colours. The price does vary a little bit depending on case finish and dial pattern, so do check the listing for more details. Let's start with the packaging. Frankly, for that price, I'm pretty happy that it came in a box at all. Having said that, this is about as basic as it gets though. There is a 2-year warranty card in the box, but in the great AliExpress tradition, it's not actually filled in. In terms of dimensions and specifications, I gave you a few of them already, but let's do it properly. This is 38mm in diameter. It has a thickness of 10.5, a lug to lug of 47 though, so it wears nicely on my average size wrist, as you'll see. 20mm between the lugs. Now the weight as supplied, including the NATO strap, is 58 grams. Crystal is domed sapphire, just incredible for the price. It's a really nice piece of glass. Water resistance is a claimed 100 meters with the aid of a screwed down crown. Again, ridiculous for under $40. And the movement, I said it was a Seiko movement. It's one of two. It's either a VH31 or a VH60. They're both essentially the same. It's a quartz movement, battery powered, but the second's hand ticks 4 times per second, so it looks pretty much like a mechanical. I believe Militado are using the VH60 in lieu of the VH31, which is in short supply. The 60 has a 24-hour subdial at the 6, which clearly they're just not bothering to use with these. Cracking little movements, 3-year battery life, plus or minus 15 seconds per month accuracy, robust and reliable, set and forget. Case finish is really, really good considering the price. I've got two, as you saw. One of them is this satin bead blasted look. It is nicely done throughout, and the watch even features drilled lugs if you do want to muck around with alternative straps. The crystal is very nicely integrated, and it's a good size 6mm crown, offering plenty of grip when you need it. The PVD version also looks pretty great if you prefer the slightly stealthier Black Ops look. The supplied NATO straps on these are perfectly serviceable. They're not the same though, and one is clearly better than the other one. The one on the satin finish case with the rib down the middle, the coloured band down the middle, it's fine. It has almost the same kind of satin finish matching hardware as the case. The black one as supplied with the PVD case watch unfortunately does not have PVD hardware, but it's clearly the better strap. The buckle and tang are much nicer, the stitching feels higher quality as well. The PVD watch is a bit more expensive than the others, so maybe 50 extra cents went into the strap. Dial and hands. Now, I did say this one was a 1960s US mil-spec homage. Specifically, it references the GGW113 specifications, issued in the late 1960s and used all the way through the 70s and into the late 1980s. If it looks familiar, it probably should do. Marathon, Benrus, and most notably Hamilton were the brands who produced most of these watches back in the day, and Hamilton obviously reissued this look as the khaki field a few years ago. You can see the satin finish watch has the military crowfoot on the dial as a nod to this design's past use by the military. That is optional though, you don't have to have it if you don't fancy it. Hands and numerals are all deliberately very legible, it is all very well proportioned, and I must admit, I do like the Fotina effect, and Militado clearly are leaning into the colour tones with the NATO strap on the satin finish one as well. Overall, a very handsome little watch and very practical by design as well. Now, I said there was half decent Lume, and I wasn't joking, it is half decent. Lume is always a bit of a struggle on any watch under $100, let alone on a watch under $40, and particularly on one where the hands and the indices are Fotina'd. Indeed, it looks like they have used some old radium style Lume here, just on the hands and those triangular hour markers. It looks okay initially, but when I turn the speed up, it begins to struggle about halfway through the test. That means in real world terms, you're likely to get a couple of hours of usable Lume after dark, but don't expect it to last all night. On wrist it wears really well, the dimensions are good, and the NATO straps are more than adequate, more than good enough if you don't have an alternative in the house already. However, most people probably will because it's a standard 20mm lug width. And people who are into NATOs tend to have rather a lot of them, so I'm sure they will swap this one pretty quickly over for one of their own. The 47mm lug-to-lug gives it a bit more presence on wrist than you might expect considering the compact diameter and slimness. It's still not a big watch by any stretch though, and at under 60 grams it would be a very comfortable one to wear long term. Moans and niggles, what on earth can I possibly complain about? This watch costs $36 and change. That is the price of a couple of pizzas these days. It looks fantastic, it has all the right specifications and will likely last for as long as you want it to. I will say though that if you want to spend a bit more, you can pick up a single tick quartz Hamilton for around 300 and something US dollars, a manual wind Hamilton for around 400 and something US dollars, and given that there were many thousands of these GGW113 spec watches produced, you can find a vintage example on eBay for 500 plus if you want the real deal. So you're not spending into the thousands then today if you want something a bit more authentic than this. But like I said in the beginning, this is absolutely one of the biggest bargains I have ever come across. If you look at the listing on AliExpress, it says they have sold thousands of them. I have no doubt they will sell many thousands more. So there you have it. If you like the look of this one but do want to spend a bit more on a hammy, check out a couple of videos here. Thanks for watching this one. I will see you again soon.